We must collect the index before we can activate the installation.
Hello everybody and welcome to the 7th mission of my Halo Combat Evolved Legendary Walk the Guide. Today we'll be doing the mission that you guys love to hate, and that is the library. We're going to start out this mission by doing a crispy little bypass of the very first few enemies that you fight in this mission. We're going to wait for the music cue, do a grenade jump up to this pillar, crouch jump across, and then we are going to go back for a 343 Guilty Spark by going through the door that is pretty much dead ahead. Now there's going to be a few combat forms waiting for us over here. We're going to try to take out the carrier forms because they do damage to their friends as well. And then we don't have to worry about the combat forms. That's pretty nice for us. We don't have to waste the ammo to kill the combat forms. Now as soon as you hear Guilty Spark say we are near the index chamber or whatever, then you are free to move up. You can go up to the door. That is the very first of 10. Now this mission, I understand guys, is going to be really, really difficult for a lot of people. People hate this mission all over. Like, I don't know. Like, if I were to ask somebody what they hated the most, the mission that they hated the most in Combat Evolved, it'd probably be this mission, like bar none. So I'm going to try my very, very best to explain this mission in a way that I think everybody can comprehend. And we're going to do some really, really cool exploits here and there. We're going to be glitching through the map at times. We're going to be doing some neat little grenade jumps. It's going to be really, really fun. I look forward to doing this mission with you guys. So this is the first of 10 doors, so let's count it down. So we have 9 more to go. But each floor has their own challenges. So let's take them out. Very first thing we need to do right now is take out these 2 flood forms that are coming out, as well as the carrier forms. But as I said, the very first task we need to do is get ourselves a shotgun, because what we have currently just isn't good enough. I mean, a pistol is good, but we need a shotgun. And thankfully, the combat forms that jumped out of that vent, the very first one, will give us a shotgun. Now, whenever you kill a carrier form, you're always going to want to make sure that the carrier form, you're keeping track of where it's flying, because they can just land right next to you. You want to always make sure that you're keeping the carrier forms next to you. Not next to you, but you want to keep an eye out on where they're going. As for the combat forms, just like in the previous mission, we're going to make sure we keep the combat forms in front of us as well. We do not want to get bamboozled by some random... what is it called? We don't want to get bamboozled by some random combat form. We want to make sure that we are aware we are not staying in one spot for very long. We don't want to be cornered. Like, this is a bad position. So if you do get into a position that you might be backed up into a corner, make sure that you can try, at least attempt to get out of that position. Now making sure we can get some ammo right here. I'm going to try to take out these carrier forms, watching that carrier form fly the other way. Sorry. Got ourselves some combat forms out of this vent on the left, waiting for the carrier forms. And then that combat form just kind of slid across the concrete. I don't know if this Forerunner structure has concrete, but whatever. That was scary. That was a flood combat form with a shotgun, but... We were able to stop him before he ended my entire career. Waiting for our motion tracker to show bright red, we're going to toss a grenade at pretty much immediately when you see that. That way you can get a nice looking little killtrocity, maybe even a killionaire, by taking out the flood combat forms that spawn there. Alright, and that wraps up the ground level of the library. Not too bad, right? I mean, I don't know. It's pretty chill, like, but it gets worse, as it says on the bottom right. Wait, it gets worse. Yes, it does, game. Yes, it does. Thanks for that heads up. All right, now floor number 2, a little bit more difficult than floor number 1. We're going to at least have some friends though. Like, look at the sentinels. We have sentinels on the map now. We're gonna jump across. We're going to trigger these carrier forms right here. We're going to jump up to this little area, and we're going to wait for the monitor to return. For right now, though, we're going to just sit here and dance with the carrier forms. Let them vibe. Let them vibe with us, and we're just going to be chilling. Let the sentinels do all the killing. Like, I ain't got to waste my shotgun ammo on no infection form or even a carrier form for that matter. Like, screw you, Sentinels. Like, no. But we got ourselves a carrier form vibing with us. He's just kind of dancing. We're ignoring him because, like, carrier forms have it rough anyway. Like, their entire purpose is to blow up. So yeah, just waiting for the monitor to come back. Here he is. He's kind of just cruising along. Like, it's like super nonchalant, you know? Like, bro, like, I'm getting overrun by the flood, and you're pretending you're walking in a park. Anyways, moving on. We got a health pack if you need it. Taking out some flood if we want to, like, but you don't need to because we're not going to be going that way. We're going to be taking the inner, I guess, circle. Like, the inner ring basically allows us safe passage to the other side. So this is a really, really easy bypass. All you have to do is time it a little bit. Like, notice how I jump right as, and I'm letting my forward momentum carry me above onto the next, on top of this, I guess you would call it, like, I don't know what you would call that, but basically that's going to be kind of the key to getting around these areas where we would be fighting some flood. As soon as this door opens, toss a frag, jump up. We're going to do a neat little grenade jump to skip waiting for this door so we don't have to fight the flood that are going to be rushing us from there. Now, keeping an eye out, we're going to toss a grenade here. Completely mess that up. Toss another grenade here. And again, making sure that we're keeping the enemy in front of us. We do not want to be getting like destroyed by the flood from the backside. Like, always make sure that if your shields are down, take your time, get your shields back, and then get back into the fray. Like, there's no point in dying here. Remember, play it safe rather than play it fast. There's plenty of health packs as well in this mission. As you saw there was one just hiding behind some random pillar. Like, there's plenty of health packs. So there's one thing I wish that I did on this mission is really, like, explore it, you know? Like, there's some cool areas in the library in Halo 1. Got those infection forms behind me. Maybe all except maybe one. Combat form will jump down in front of you right here. Toss all your grenades here. Unless you have some, like, frag grenades, like, maybe you don't need to toss every single plasma or whatever that you have. But if you can get lucky and take out a good portion of the combat forms without having to use your shotgun, that's a good day in my book. Taking out these infection forms. We have plenty of ammo, so I don't see why not. Like, I can spend a little bit of ammo on them. Gonna go backpack reload our magnum. Gonna grab some more shotgun ammo, and then we're gonna take a left here. There's gonna be some more enemies that are gonna be jumping down in a moment. So there were some that jumped down on our right. We're gonna toss a grenade as soon as we get over here because we're gonna be keeping an eye out on that rocket launcher flood. The reason why we aggro him early is so we can be aware of where that rocket is coming at us from. It also allows us to react. As you saw me, I saw that rocket coming at me on the left, so I went to the right. So it's very, very helpful. It's very useful to just keep aware. We're going to make sure that we toss a grenade behind us. Saving a grenade for later. But there's plenty of grenades. Like, that one flood with no arms just chasing us all the way down to the elevator. But that's pretty much all I have to say about the second floor. Like, it was a little bit more difficult than floor number 1. There was a lot more going on. There was a little bit more it was a little bit more eventful, I would say. But the third level is where everybody probably ends up dying. The third level is probably the most difficult elevator section in the entire mission. I was gonna say game, but I mean, the library is probably the most difficult mission in Halo. So, so moving on. There's plenty of combat forms in this section of the mission. You are going to want to stay extremely safe, but you also want to still follow what I've been saying. You want to be keeping the enemy in front of you. You want to be always aware of what's going on around you. You want to keep an eye out on that motion tracker, making sure that we are not getting backed in the corner, because that is what's going to kill you on this mission. Now we're going to use our pistol here from afar to take out these combat forms waiting for us. Toss a grenade when you get close enough. Remember, the Flood do like to aggro, do like to rush you. Use that to your advantage, like toss a grenade behind you or toss a grenade at your feet and then just walk forward. Like, there's plenty of ways to outsmart the Flood. They're really, really dumb at times because you could just sit there and be smart about your strategy on how you're going to fight them. That was an accident right there. Got absolutely shellacked by some grenades and some carrier forms. Got them vibing over here on the right side. Sorry guys, I have to move on. Sorry, I can't let you guys continue your dance. Taking out these infection forms, moving forward. Keeping an eye out for these combat forms. Usually these combat forms do like to attack, but they were aggroed for once on the Sentinels. Usually they like to attack you, the player, but the Sentinels had your back this time. Keeping an eye out for any more Flood. Rushing over to this side right here. Tossing a grenade. Trying to get both of them. That Flood just watched that grenade the entire time. Now, we're going to hop right here. You're going to want to be the position where I'm at. And you're just going to see the carrier forms just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And we are just going to be here nice and safe. The combat forms and the Flood overall are just sitting there like, bruh, you're not even in the map technically. And we're just like, yeah, I know. I don't want you to fight me. Screw off. And that's... And it's these little exploits that make this mission, I mean, a little bit more fun, but also much more bearable because the Flood just are a non-stop onslaught when you're fighting them in this mission. Now, just like before, as soon as the door opens, you're going to be careful. Toss a grenade here on the left. We're really keeping an eye out for that rocket launcher Flood. He's your main target when you go through the door. Now, just like what we did on the floor below, just going to go on the entire inner ring all the way to the other side where the door is at. But yeah, so far so good, right? Got ourselves a terminal coming up. If you want it, it's right here on the right. It's blinking. Kind of just perusing through the map. Perusing through the level. Now, I don't really have anything else other to say for right now. I mean, we're kind of in a lull. There's not a lot of combat going on. Alright, well, after you get around the inner ring, we're just going to walk on through this nice open door. There's a health pack waiting for us as well. So it's going to be really, really nice to have if you need it, of course. Got to have a combat form that jumps up. Take him out. Plenty more combat forms where they came from. Going to use our range to our advantage here. Kill the combat forms that are stupid enough to get in range of our shotgun. And there we go. Going to keep an eye out for any more Flood that are just kind of like any stray Flood. Got some more enemies jumping down on the right side. Gonna keep an eye out for these carrier forms. We don't want to get... Let's see, keeping an eye out for that carrier form that just flew on right past me. Gonna take out this carrier form. And at this point, you're just gonna want to keep going. Just non-stop. Just move, move, move. All the way until you get to this door. At this point, you're just gonna jump up. You're going to take cover behind this, and you are just going to sit there for the next minute and a half, roughly. Do not aggro the Flood. Do not aggro. Like, do not do anything that can make them even remotely suspect you're just sitting here minding your own business. It's really, really nice. Like, when I saw this for the first time, when I needed help on this mission, I was like, seriously? You're telling me it was an oversight in the game developers, which is cool with me. Like, I'm not knocking Bungie at the time. I'm just saying, like, wow, like they didn't have them like explore the area, make like look for you, like actively see if you're around here. But I mean, it's nice. Like, I don't know. But yeah, as you see here on the bottom left, like, of the motion tracker, they're just all sitting there in a gigantic group just waiting to like kill you, like snuff up every little bit of life you have. Meanwhile, 343 Guilty Sparks just joking to himself about how he's gonna get you killed, and it's just a meme at this point. How toxic the library is. Hopefully we're about to open this door. We should be in a few. Like, we've been waiting here plenty of time now. Just keep... Okay, there we go. Now the door is open. Now, as soon as the door opens, just run. Do not stop. Do not pass go. Like, do not... Like, go. Like, do not stop. Like, go directly to the... Oh, here's some enemies right here. Toss a grenade. Kill all these flood. Get a nice looking Kilimanjaro, it looked like. Keeping the flood in front of us. And making sure we have at least a little bit of health for the 4th floor, where we are going to be able to go grab the index. Now, if you survive the 3rd floor, I would like to say that the most difficult part of the mission is pretty much over, and you just have to get to the index. You've made it this far. You've done a good job keeping yourself alive. You've been good with your ammo. You have plenty of grenades. At this point, just grab some health if you need it, and just do what you've been doing the entire mission. Be careful, be methodical, and just remember, take out, like, just keep moving. Do not stop. Keep the flood in front of you. Do not let them get the upper hand. Do not let them swarm you. And do not get backed up into a corner. At this point, we're going to toss a grenade. We're going to do another grenade jump up to here. Walk on through the little opening in the door. And what we're going to do is we're going to get another health pack, and we're going to go right here. This is a neat little, another little exploit that we're going to have, where the flood do not know where you're at because you're not in the map again, technically. They're just kind of vibing, waiting for you to show up again. But the cool part is you can see through parts of the geometry. Like, you can see the flood, of course, sitting there on the right. You can see basically like the levels below you. It's really, really cool. I found this to be really, really awesome when I learned about it. But yeah, I mean, the upcoming part, by the way, I just want to warn you, is probably where you might die, but I'm going to show you how I handled it, because there's no way that I can actually get you guys an exploit for this, because there's not one, unfortunately. I wish there was, but unfortunately there is not. Moving on, keeping an eye out for any more flood. There's going to be some that are going to be dropping behind us. Of course, there's going to be some dropping in front or to the side. We're going to have some enemies right here. Usually this guy has a shotgun. If he doesn't have a shotgun, the flood on the side right here will. And this is the part that I was talking about. There's no way that I can help you guys skip this. You just have to fight it out. And the way that I do it is this entire area that I'm going backwards in, and I just keep moving backwards, is completely open to you. It's not blocked. There's no kill barrier. Use all the space that you need. Remember, do not get backed into a corner. Just always have an out. Always make sure that you're keeping the flood in front of you. And you have plenty of grenades at times. Like, use the grenades to your advantage. Taking out carrier forms. Their own little grenades at times. But yeah, like, this is the part where, like, you've made it so far. Do not die here. Or, yeah. Once you get the initial wave gone, just keep walking. And you're just going to book it to the index. Do not stop for anything. Do not, like, kill any flood. Just walk right on past. The only flood that you should kill at this point in time in the mission is any rocket flood or any shotgun flood. That is all you have to worry about. Now, if you make it to the index, congratulations. You have beaten the library on Legendary. If you guys found the video helpful, please leave a like down below. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below as well. As I've said, guys, thank you guys for watching. If you guys, again, like the video, please consider subscribing. And I will see you guys next time for 2 Betrayals.
You may now retrieve the index. protocol requires that I take possession of the index for transport. Your organic form renders you vulnerable to infection. The index must not fall into the hands of the Flood before we reach the control room and activate the installation. The Flood is spreading. We must hurry.